and welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. This channel is all about planning, budgeting, paying off debt, and my very exciting journey from full-time teacher to full-time Etsy shop owner and YouTuber. So if that is something that you think you would like to see, then please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you along on this journey. Today I'm going to do a weekly check-in for the second week of July. I'm going to be using the Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom, as well as a notebook from Plum Paper. Okay, let's jump right in. Okay, I like to start with my weekly expense tracker. The way I use her planner is I use one expense tracker per week. So this is the week we're looking at, which is July 4th through July 10th. I list out all of everything that I spent money on for the week. I color code it by category, and then I make a key down here where I add the total for each category so I can see how much I spent in each area. For example, for food this week, I spent $397. Oh, that's a lot of money. Okay, so let's go to the spread, the monthly spread, and let's add each expense down so you can see exactly what happened. Okay, so I didn't pay any bills. I didn't pay any debt. So the first category we're going to look at is food. Okay, so in order to make my life easier, I'm just using the dates that it came out of the bank. So it's not necessarily the date that we purchased the item, but it's the date it came out of the bank. It's just going to make things a lot easier for me as I put things down. So on the 6th, $5 came out for Starbucks. I spent $5 at Starbucks. I got myself a drink there. And then $6 came out from Sam's Club. So we were grocery shopping at Sam's Club. And at the end, I usually, if they have it, I pick up a slice of pizza and a drink for Logan because it's like $2.50. So I got that for him and myself, and then there was tax, and then I round up. So $6 for that. And again, I know that happened on Sunday, but it came out on the 6th. So that's why I'm doing it like that. Okay, we did get groceries while we were there at Sam's. And we spent quite a bit on groceries. We spent $167, which is a lot more than we usually spend. We usually spend $100 there. My thought was, I'll just do that one shopping trip and I won't go to Fairway or Aldi or anywhere else. I usually do 2 shopping trips a week, Sam's and one other store. But I thought, that was my thought, but it didn't happen. I did go to another store, which you'll see later. Okay. Also, on David's birthday, which was actually July 1st, we went out to eat, and he picked this. I'm like, are you sure you want to eat there? It was Pancheros, and that was $24. I'm like, you don't want to go to a nicer place? And he's like, nah, it's good. So we spent $24 on Pancheros for David's birthday. So we actually spent that on the 1st, but it didn't come out until the 6th, and I'm out of space, so I'm putting it over here. Okay, so I have combined my food and house category. So, So I went to Target and I bought some food and some household items, and I ended up spending $53. So that came out on the 7th. And then I did end up going to Fairway and picking up more groceries, even though we had that huge Sam's Club trip. So I ended up spending $90 at Fairway on the 7th. Okay, on the 8th, Logan had a play date, and I ended up getting bebops for them for $14. But then a funny thing happened. They didn't charge us right, so they ended up having to charge us again for $2 more. So there's 2 transactions. There's one for $14 and one for $2. They made a mistake with something, so they're like, we need to charge you $2 more. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm not a big fan of bebops. I'll eat it every once in a while, but I'm not a big fan. So on that same night, I got Firehouse subs for myself. I got a turkey sub. So expensive. It's like, that's one sandwich. It should be like half that price, $12. Okay, and then finally, I did end up having to go to Fairway one more time to pick up a few more things, and I ended up spending $24 there. So that is a lot of food expenses. Okay, moving on to gas. That same day that we went to Sam's Club, we also got gas. We usually fill up once a week, and it was $35. Moving on to miscellaneous. So I actually boosted this category. We had extra money to spend because we had guests. They were here Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but some of the expenses came out later this week. So one of the things that I did with them when they were here is I took them to the Ryman Gardens. And oh my goodness, you guys, that was so much fun. We ended up taking Logan with us too. He didn't want to go, but then he had so much fun. If I can, I will find some pictures to insert so you can see how much fun we had there. Okay, so that was well worth it. And then we also took the tigers out to eat when they were here. We just did that one time. We took them out to eat one time, and it was $93. Okay, then this week I got the car washed, and that was $9. And we had a purchase from Amazon, something for the house. I just put it as a miscellaneous expense, and that was $19. And then finally, we had one medical expense. We went to the pharmacy and we spent $4. So lots of blues and yellows this week. Let's take a look at the budget and see how we did budget-wise. So our starting balance was actually $17.71. I set up each week at the beginning of the month. I did every week, so the numbers are going to be way off. Because a lot changes from week to week. So $17.71. So Disney Plus did not come out this week. It actually came out the following week. So I'm going to put 0 there. I forgot to pay the city bill. Oh, this is the only one I have to go in and pay manually, and I'm constantly late on it. It's terrible. I wanted to set up like automatic payments, but they make it very complicated. Like you have to go into the office, you have to bring a check stub, and when you want to cancel it, if you ever want to cancel it, you have to write them a letter. Like it's all very complicated, and I'm like, why can't there just be a click on the website for us to do that like every other company? But anyways, and then David did not mow the lawn. So we ended up not spending anything in the category of bills for this week. So we still have $17.71. Okay, so bringing that down here. For food and house. Oh, I know what I need to do. I need to do this notebook so I can see how I did on my variable expenses. So let's do that first. So I'm going to get these numbers from my key here in my Budget by Paycheck workbook. So for food, this is food and house, we budgeted $200, and we ended up spending, how much did we spend? It was a lot, $397. So let's see what the difference is there. 397 minus 200, is that 197? Yeah, we were negative or above budget by $197 in our food category, which I know is bad. Okay, so we'll do the month total at the end. So let's take a look at gas. We budgeted $30, and it ended up costing us $35. So gas right now feels very unpredictable. Like last week it was $40 to fill up, this week it was $35 to fill up, and $30 is an increase already from what we used to do like in the spring. So I don't know if I need to increase that again. I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's going to go down again soon. So we were over budget by $5 in the category of gas. For miscellaneous, we budgeted $200 this week, and we ended up spending $160. So that was a positive difference of $40. For medical, we budgeted $50. We only spent $4. So that was a positive difference of $46. Let me double check my math. Yep, 46. Okay, so let's see how much we should have spent on our variable expenses. So we have 200, 30, 250. So that's 480. Okay, let's see how much we actually spent. So we have 397, 35, 160, and 4. So we budgeted 480. We actually spent 596. Yep, 596. So now when I add all this, well, let's see what the difference between that would be. Let's see, 480 minus 596. So the difference is a negative amount of $116. And now I'm going to add these together to see if it equals negative 116. And then I'll know that all of my math is correct. So 197 it's negative 197 minus 5 plus 40 plus 46 is a difference of negative 116. Yep, okay, so the math is right. Oh, so last week we were positive 127. This week we are negative 116. So it looks like we're going to still be in the positive, but let me do the monthly total just to make sure. So starting with food, at the first week we were over budget by $37. This time we were over budget by $197, and that is $234. So we were over budget total so far this month by $234. We have to get this under control because I'm about to lose my teacher income. I have one more check coming, and then I'm not going to have that cushion anymore. So I think that's going to be my focus. I'm going to make a note of that in just a minute here. Okay, let's take a look at gas. So last week we were over budget by 10. This week we were over budget by 5. Means we are negative 15 in that category. So miscellaneous, we had a positive amount of 124 last week. This week we have a positive amount of 40. So we are positive 164. Wow. Let's see. 124 plus 40, 164. Okay. So medical, we had a positive amount of 50 last week, and this week we have a positive amount of 46, so we are positive $96 in that category. Okay, so 234 negative 234 minus 15 plus 164 plus 96, so we are still positive $11. Let's see, so 127 minus 116 should equal 11. Let's see if it does. Yes, it does. Okay, whew. I thought really with, spending like almost double our food budget, I thought we were going to be off, but some other categories saved us there. Okay, so in my notes, I'm going to give myself a couple of goals. So first goal, no eating out. Now, so we just did week 2 here. So next week will be week 3, and week 3 has already happened. I just don't have all the information for that week yet, so that's why I'm doing it 1 week behind. So I'll say no eating out for week 4, because that's the only thing I can actually change now. Week 3 has already happened. Okay, my second goal is to stay on budget with my food and house expense. And again, this will be for a goal for week 4 because week 3 has already happened. Okay, so I'm setting these short-term goals for myself because I feel like if I say you will not eat out at all this month, that would feel overwhelming and impossible, and then I will just go eat out just to prove that I can, which is such an unhealthy habit. But if I say 1 week at a time, I feel like I can do it. So no eating out week 4, stay on budget for food and house for week 4. But you know what? Actually, look at one thing here. Coming back to the Budget Mom workbook, week 4. That's my birthday. So I'm going to make an exception. Okay, so I'm going to say can eat out on birthday. 1 meal. Okay, so that should be our only eating out expense for this week here. Okay, so let's go back to the budget and see how we did for variable expenses. So now I'm going to get these numbers from my notebook. Okay, so for food and house, we budgeted $200, we spent $397. For gas, we budgeted $30, we spent $35. For miscellaneous, we budgeted $200, we spent $160. And for medical, we budgeted $50 and we only spent $4. Okay, so I'm going to do the math here and see how much total all of those are. Oh, actually I already know. I already know the total right here. It's $596. Nice, I don't have to do it again. So $596 was spent on variable expenses this week. So $1,771 minus $596. That's $1,175. So we were left with $1,175. Okay, let's go back up here. We're not doing sinking funds this week. We are not putting money towards extra debt this week. We are going to put a rollover amount to save for the following week, and that is going to be the total amount that we have left, which is $1,175. So we're going to roll over $1,175, which brings our budget to 0. I always want to be at 0 at the end of the week because I want to have a place for all of my money. Okay, so let's take a look at week 3. I already set up the budget, like I said at the beginning of the month, but I need to add some more expenses here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that so that I don't forget to do that later. Taking a look at the bills. So Disney Plus didn't come out last week, so it's going to come out this week. And I'm not going to put the budget amount because I've already budgeted. So we'll put the actual amount when it comes out. Or wait, should I just change that? Yeah, I'm just going to change that. Let's just update that so we have the most accurate numbers. And then we'll see how we actually do. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, see, this is why I shouldn't set things up a month in advance. I should do it week to week. Okay, so let's start with the rollover amount. So the rollover amount is $1,175. Okay, so these all still need to come out, but Disney Plus will also need to come out, which is $9. And our city bill also needs to be paid. I need to do that today. I need to remember to do that today. Down here for miscellaneous, let me see if I need to make any changes. I don't. This is all correct. Sinking funds is correct, extra debt is correct, and rollover. Okay, so I'm going to update the totals now. So for our rollover, we should have a total of $1,175. For bills, our fixed expenses, this is bills and debt. So we have 77 plus 52 plus 15 plus 20 plus 9 plus 300. So $473 is going to go towards bills next week. Let me double check my math. Yep, $473. So $1,175 minus $473 is $702. Oops. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So, oh, let me change this. So we have $702 left over. Let's see how much total our variable expenses should be. $305. So 702 minus 305 equals 397. So I'm going to bring that over here to our rollover amount. So 397. We're going to roll that over for a total savings of 397, which leaves us with nothing, which is what I want to do. Goodness gracious. So week 3 has already happened, but like I said, I don't have all the numbers yet to see how we did, which is why I'm going to do the check-in next week. But I'm not getting paid for 3 more days. So let me look what we have coming out. If the van comes out before my check comes in, we will go negative. Oh, well, let's hope that doesn't happen. Oh, but if it does, don't worry, guys. I have a savings account. I have a buffer. I can transfer money over. Luckily, I have that in place. We've been, instead of paying off debt for the last few months, we've been putting money aside as a cushion for a savings. So it's not a tragedy, not yet. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I will see you all again next time. Bye, everyone.